I am Lee Ellen Ertl, the Executive Director at Enoch Ministries, located in Pine Mountain, Georgia at Big Bear Farm. I'm a licensed professional counselor and a marriage and family therapist. I do counseling in the office with some of my clients, but most of my population prefer to come out to the farm. And I use horses and other animals. I have goats and bunnies and other critters that I use as a medium to work with my clients. I love to walk the horse along the length of the creek while we're working through things. And they're the ones holding the rope. They're able to actually experience how to stay focused and how to stay in the moment instead of joining in the anxiety of the horse.
When I first came out here, day one, I was terrified of these horses. And I went from almost shaking, scared to they're up in my face and I'm petting them and loving them. And there's a connection there, okay? Animals are very good for you.
And so what we do is we really try to intensify the feeling of peace and the feeling of I'm okay, I'm here, everything is good. And especially with my program, because it is a Christian program, God becomes a huge part of it too. And we talk through a lot of the truths that they know.
It helps so much to be out here with Lee Ellen. When I come out and talk with her, and we just sit here and I get to brush the horses and we talk. And before coming here, I would be sitting at home so depressed all the time and upset and hurting and just not able to even think about how great and how blessed that I've been. God has brought me here to talk with Lee Ellen.
My grandson's name is Brandon. He's 13 years old. Brandon has autism, and Brandon comes here to get horse therapy with his little buddy named Joseph. Joseph might stomp or he might push a little bit or something like that, but that's only just to get Brandon back in line with the therapy. Now I think that Brandon's also giving Joseph eye contact, whereas when they first started, he wasn't. And so now he's more calm.
I have found the horses to be essential in teaching boundaries, because a lot of children and a lot of people are not aware that they actually present themselves as a victim. And with the horses, they see it happen because the horses will walk over them. I ask them if they want that to happen, and they usually say no, they don't. Then I start to ask them how would you put the horse out of your space? And as they learn to push the horse out of their space, they start to realize they have a bubble. And if anything invades their bubble, they have the right to tell it to get out. But when they start to make their bubble and they stand stronger, the herd backs away and just lets them engage in an appropriate space. That instead of attracting perpetrators, they're attracting healthy relationships. I guess because of my background with the horses, I'm extremely comfortable with them. I allow them to work authentically with clients. They're allowed to accept them and reject them. They can come into a situation and they go out of a situation. Very rarely do I actually put halters on them and use them. Now, when I do specific things like working on communication, I will work with a halter and ropes to bring out those life metaphors and let people see how their communication errors are affecting each other. Our vision statement is building relationships that open new dimensions. And that could be building relationships with me, or building relationships with an animal, or in the families with each other, but ultimately it's building that relationship with God. When clients come to work with me, there's a variety of duration of time in which they work with me. Some work with me 3 to 6 times, and they feel like they've gotten some tools to go back into their world and do what they have to do. And then there's some that stay with me longer, and I always keep an open book with everybody. I tell them, even if I've helped you through this time, and we start spacing out our appointments, a week, 2 weeks, a month, and then a couple months apart, then I give it open-ended. I said, when you have something that comes up, call, set up an appointment, and I'll help you through it.